Kumamoto, Japan. The train just went by. Train just went by. Right. Konnichiwa. Okay, and I'm headed back. Vending machines, yes, always vending machines, everywhere vending machines. I'm going to show you what the cherry trees are looking like today because this week is going to be the beginning of the blossoming. Actually, the trees, that's a cherry tree. Those are cherry trees. Yeah, quite a few cherry trees in the area here. This is a, again, some of them are blooming early. What is the deal here? I don't really know why. You can see there are the flower buds that are budding quite nicely, but still not blooming. But this one tree here, this tree is already blooming. As you can see, it's about, maybe about 20%, about 20% blooming, just getting started. Just getting started to bloom. Interesting. But I said all along this little river here, it's mostly a dry run. Sometimes, most of the time, there's little or no water in it. But these are cherry trees all along here. All these trees that are, on first glance, seem to be bare. Well, it is the end of the winter. Spring is just coming, right? They have lost all their leaves. And fortunately for us, they, in a short amount of time, will be blooming with beautiful cherry blossoms. Now, there's a little bit of an area here for people to sit, but not really very much, and it's not really directly under the majority of the blossoms. There are other places where it's much better to do the hanami as far as the picnic, drinking party, and so on. But this little bridge here, as far as just standing somewhere and viewing the blossoms, this is pretty darn nice. Oh, there's another tree that I can see is blooming. Oh, here we can get up close to the cherry blossoms, and perhaps you can see what I've been talking about. They are ready to bloom. Right? They have been like this but now they're swelling into the blossoms that are ready to bloom and bring us all the beautiful blossoms. Anyway, so this is that dry run river stream that I was talking about. As you look down this way, you can see all the appear to be barren branches, but like I said, these are all cherry trees, and this will be basically the center of cherry blossom heaven here. This bridge is surrounded on all sides by cherry trees. So remember this image, because I'm going to ask you to try and remember and compare what it looks like now to what it's going to look like in just a few days as the cherry blossoms bloom. Here the cherry trees hang over a little bit more on this side, but it's still not the best place for cherry viewing. That's just not a wide enough area here to put out your picnic cloth and have your friends join you for a ohanami eating and drinking party. It's interesting. I mean, generally, they're all more or less at the same time, but there's this tree and the one down at the other end that we saw, and there's another one inside my university grounds that have already started to bloom, but we'll see how far. That's more cherry trees there. As I said, universities have a tendency to have cherry trees around them. All right, well, so that was the more or less the pre-Ohanami, the pre-cherry blossom broadcast to let you know what it looks like before the cherry trees really have come into their own. It's going to be quite beautiful. I'm excited to share this time with you. I hope we have fine weather for a few days so that I can get several broadcasts in showing the cherry trees, cherry blossoms. Hopefully I'll be able to get to a few different parts of the city. Kumamoto has a large number of cherry trees in different areas, different universities. As I mentioned before, the castle, Kumamoto Castle, has a large number of beautiful cherry trees. I look forward to sharing that with all of you. But for now, just walking, enjoying the fine weather. And it is fine weather. What time is it here? Oh, it's just past 1 o'clock. The weather is quite fine today. Good weather for walking. Definitely not hot, going to be uncomfortable with a light jacket on. Seems to be just a small amount of clouds in the sky. Not enough to really darken the sky, but it keeps the sun out of your eyes more or less. So again, it makes it pretty darn easy to walk. Those of you that have followed me on my walks to the office in the morning sometimes, this is my walk back. The same route, just going the opposite direction. Small street, not too much traffic on it, which is good. More or less have the street to myself. Nice and peaceful. It's not a bad neighborhood where I live. Everything is pretty close. Shopping, work, hospitals, dentists, all are within walking distance. Of course, I guess that depends on who's walking. I have a couple of friends that have some issues with their knees that would not consider my walk to the office as walking distance. Me, I've been very fortunate in that my legs have been pretty pretty healthy, pretty good condition. My legs, it's because they've had to carry all this weight around. They got a lot of exercise. Oh, it's windy. I hope the sound of the wind is not too distracting in my audio. I'm afraid it might be. I had intended to do a USA quiz game today, but I turned it into a Japan quiz game because I had cherry blossoms on my mind. I will be doing a USA Peace Game quiz this week. Tomorrow, if I do it tomorrow, it will probably be about now, or maybe an hour before this. Our lunchtime here in Japan might be a time when I can do the USA quiz. I have a meeting actually at 10 o'clock, starts at 10 o'clock our time. It shouldn't last for much more than an hour, so maybe 11:30 I'll be able to do the USA Peace Game quiz. We'll have to see how that turns out. Takara, if any of you know Takara has been the dominant force in the USA Peace Game. She's won twice now. Japan game. Tiara won the first time, and today it was Let It Be. Let It Be had a good showing today. One of my friends here, who's also living in Japan, here in Kumamoto, is also taking part in the quiz, and although he's been in Japan for more than 20 years, Let It Be emerged the victor. All right, well, I think it's about time for me to sign off. So, here we go. It's been real and it's been fun. Love the cherry trees. Okay, oh, great. Appreciate sharing this part of Japan with us. Thank you. Yeah, so it's my pleasure. And like I said, I will be continuing to share the cherry trees as they continue to bloom. Even in this section along this street, those are cherry trees here um, along this street. It's really easy to find cherry trees in this city, and it's just, if you ever have a chance to visit Japan, I recommend this time of year. If you can spend a couple of weeks to make sure that you're here for the cherry tree blossoms, it is definitely worth it. The rainy season hasn't started yet. It hasn't gotten too hot yet, and the cold is more or less behind us now. So I would say now is a good time to come and visit Japan. All right, so as I said, I need to go. Take care, everyone. See you again next time, and goodbye.